Welcome back to another episode of the Herd Huddle. Today, we're talking with Coach Garcia and Coach Naron, as well as catching up with our track coaches, Coach Huerta and Coach Garza. Let's go.
What's up, Herd Nation? Just want to give you a little follow-up on what's going on with spring sports. Our tennis team at the end of this month will be competing in the district tennis tournament in Amarillo. Our softball team is winding down. Their season will be over next week. Our game has been changed to Thursday because of Good Friday on April 17th. Our track team have done really well. Our season, as far as the girls, is over, but we did a few girls out, which Coach Huerta is going to talk to you about today. Thank you to the community and for parents, friends, colleagues, all who go out and support, especially our administrators. We appreciate all you do. Go Herd.
Junior high wrapped up their athletic season in track just a few weeks ago. Had a great season for the boys and the girls. We have boys track that just finished district this last week, and now we've got some athletes heading to regionals. You'll hear more from Coach Garza today. Golf ended its season. We had the boys and girls spend a couple weeks competing in district play. Had some great competition. We had some young men and women that really improved over the season and had a great year. So we're thankful to those seniors who are going to leave our program. Baseball just finished the first half of their district season. They're right in the middle of competing for a playoff spot. So they began their second round of district this weekend against West Plains, and they'll look to keep fighting for a playoff spot as we go forward through the season.
Coach Huerta, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
We've had a lot of athletes on the podium this season. Can you talk about the overall performance that you've seen?
Well, I can tell you that our girls all around track have came out and performed at a level that was definitely not within our expectations due to all the weather, all the letdowns of practices, and some of the competitions being canceled. They definitely excelled our expectations as far as when it comes to workouts, and we've had a lot of success with the short amount of practice that we've had. I mean, the success has been great. We have 3 events that are advancing to area meet, Taylor Hill in the pole vault, and we have Aslan Sallard in shot put. We have Eliana Ram, Grace Rodriguez, Natalia Martinez, and Sol Lara that are advancing in the 4x4, and we look forward to their success.
That's great. And so, you talk about a little bit just kind of the hurdles that y'all have already faced this season with the weather and things like that. How have y'all overcome those? And, you haven't had a lot of opportunity to practice just due to that. What have you done to just push your athletes a little further?
Well, I think a lot of it comes with a lot of mental, approaching it mentally, trying to get them to be focused, positive, even though with the outcomes we've had. I mean, everybody in the Panhandle has been going through. Some other teams have a little bit more space to be able to work out than we do, but we were able to utilize all the things we have that we could use.
Have there been any standout moments this season that have really just stuck out to you?
I'm going to point out those 3 girls, or the 6 girls that are advancing. Standout moments, I mean, definitely Aslan, coming in as a freshman and just going out there and competing with some of those juniors, seniors in shot put. Some of them girls could be a little intimidating when you get up there in that type of competition. Taylor Hill, I mean, if you know Taylor, I mean, she's definitely overcame a lot of obstacles outside athletics, and for her to come out, again, she's also a freshman, being able to come out and perform the way she did and be able to advance to the area meet. I mean, it speaks a lot for herself. And the other girls, I mean, again, it doesn't, not anybody can come out to track and field and just jump in there and be able to advance with the level of competition we have in our district.
For sure. I know I definitely could not. So we're proud of those girls, and I'm excited to hear that we have a lot of freshmen that are just coming up and stepping up, and we look forward to see what they do in the future. So as you head into area this week, what are some goals that you have for your athletes, and what are some goals that they have for themselves?
Well, I can tell you on Aslan, she's looking. She's gonna be. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be third or fourth place that she's gonna have to overcome. I think if she just goes out and performs and doesn't let the stress get to her, she should be successful in being able to advance to the regional meet. Taylor Hill, I mean, again, she's coming in with. She has a lot of stuff that she's gone through, and if she just goes out and performs like she knows how, she should be able to get a spot. The mile relay, we're headed into almost a 6-way, 4-way tie to be able to get that fourth place position. So it's just going to be one of those things where they got to come out with the right mind attitude and be able to be successful.
Well, best of luck to you and your athletes this week as y'all head into the next round of competition. And thank you for joining us today. Is there anything you'd like to say to Herd fans before we close out today's episode?
Hey, well, thank you for being out there and supportive. Those of you who've been able to make it out, those of you who listen on the radio, listen for us, what goes on a week-to-week basis. Just thank everybody for the support they give us.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Coach Garza, thank you for joining us today. Now, we've seen a lot of our athletes on the podium this season. Can you just talk about their performance throughout the year?
Well, it's been a build-up. When we started out, it was we didn't have everybody. We were missing some basketball kids. Soccer's new, so we're missing some key components from soccer team. But kids filled in, and they were able to improve and get better every year. And we started consistently being good at certain races, and so we could see that we're going to have some special spots where we're competing. We even have a couple of baseballers, and so we're fortunate enough that we're able to work with baseball to get some of those guys to come over and compete on certain days, because sometimes the track meet is on the same day as the baseball game, and so obviously you want to get rewarded for your performance, but sometimes those 4th and 5th and 6th gave us hope too, because we knew, when you could combine other kids, for example, on relays, we're going to be okay. And that's kind of what's happened all year. Once we got everybody back, things started looking like what we expected, and we got a better and clearer picture of how potentially good we could be.
Well, we've enjoyed watching y'all so far this season, and I love just hearing about how well all the coaches work together to make sure our athletes are able to play the sports that they want to play and just have fun across the board.
Correct.
Was there any unexpected hurdles that y'all have faced this year that y'all have had to overcome? I know weather has been a big part of this year's track season. Can you speak on that?
Weather has been an issue. Now, fortunately, we only had to cancel the very first meet with Plainview. And we were able to make that up by picking one up over spring break, because we're not like football. We don't have 10 games, 10 track meets. I was counting them up, and we have 6. And then even if you go to area and you go to regionals, and if you're fortunate enough to make it to state, you're still not going to be at 10. So we have to make the most of what we have, and missing one is a big deal. So we missed that one early on, and our kids work out in cold weather. We try to get them accustomed. If the wind's always going to blow, the temperature is always going to hover down, where it's cold. And so we just get the mindset that, hey, track meets could be like this, so let's do it in practice as well. Now, some of the winds we had this year were a little bit off the chart. So there are some times during practice where I was fortunate enough to have access to the indoor facility that's provided to us from the Sportsplex, and some days we even went over there and worked out inside. So we're fortunate to have a community that I can call them up and say, hey, can I get in there? It's blowing 50 miles an hour, and things like that. So, but overcoming the weather has definitely been one of the issues, but it's an issue every year.
For sure. Yeah, we know up here in the Texas Panhandle that the wind is going to blow regardless of the day that it is.
Yeah.
Have there been any standout moments from your athletes this season that have really just stuck out to you?
Oh, man. There have been. We knew, for example, that Isaac was going to be one of our top guys in the hurdles. And, he missed out on state by literally milliseconds last year. And his time has just steadily gotten down. I mean, for example, he was third at regionals last year with a 14.99. He's already got his time down to 14.35. So we knew that he was going to do well. Now it surprises that he did so well in the 300s. We've been trying to convince him for years that running the 300s would make him stronger too. And we have two real good 300s, him and Keaton Caperton, and they feed off each other and they practice against each other. And so we were real surprised that he was able to, Isaac was able to get his time down to 39 seconds, which is really right up there, one of the top times in the region. And his time of 14.35 is really one of the top times in the region now. Unfortunately, he did sustain an injury. I'm sure everybody knows by now. I still haven't given up that spot because when you do, they move up the 5th place guy. So we're still talking to doctors potentially of him possibly competing, but he's definitely been someone that has stood out. Our mile relays finally come together, and they ran 3:27 at Hereford, and we've used all different kind of kids on that, and so that's been a bright spot, and they did qualify for area as well. And then we had an 800 kid that's very young, came over from soccer, Hilario Sarmiento. He goes by Marcos, but we had no clue what he could do, and we took him to the first meet over spring break with no work, and wins the JV division going away with a place in the varsity. And the very next week I take him to Amarillo Relays and he runs 2:02. Faded a little bit at the end just from inexperience and it was 4th, I believe. At district, he tactically, he got kind of boxed in, didn't run his best time, but the experience was good. So he was definitely a bright spot. We think that he's only a sophomore. So we think with that experience, he can come back next year after soccer and be better prepared and do well for us. But, all our seniors, we've had seniors that hang out and stay with us. Track is a funny sport. It's the end of the year. Maybe running and throwing is not the funnest for some people. So I really have a lot of respect for kids that stick it out for 4 years, and because it's very easy that spring to say, you know what, I'm a senior. I really don't want to do anything anymore. It's been a long grind, football, whatever, basketball, what I've done. So, we love our seniors to hang in there and be leaders for us and do some good things for us. But those are some of the ones that have stood out. I'm probably missing one or two. We threw Jose Alvarez in the 200 and he almost qualifies for area. He only ran it twice. That was a big surprise. So we've had some real eye openers with kids that have done things for us. And it's always fun. It's fun to watch them develop and to do something they didn't think they could do, and that you thought they could, and you want them to prove it to themselves. So it's been a fun year. It really has.
Well, it's been fun to watch from the sidelines, and just being able to see that growth just in the times that y'all send us to from people that aren't able to watch them every race has been interesting. And just we commend y'all for the work that y'all are putting in, and our students too, especially at this time of the year.
Well, I love doing the write-ups for them. I probably overwhelm y'all sometimes with pictures, but I'm proud of them. And I think it's important that they get some recognition. And so one of the first things I do when I get home from a track meet, I'm so wound up, I stay up super late. I do the same thing after football games, but I sit at my computer and I'll start writing up the write-up. And as long as I have official results, and I'll start putting stuff in, and I want to get it to y'all as quick as possible. So it's been fun. We really enjoy your coverage. Y'all do a great job of promoting our kids, and they love seeing themselves too. So It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you're headed to area this week.
Correct.
We've talked about a few of the students that are headed that way. What are some goals that you have for them, and what are some goals that they have for themselves?
Well, our main goal is to do our best, but we want to try to be top 4 to get to regional. We have Bricks Mansion, who I just forgot, as a high point. That was a bright spot because he hadn't jumped all year and set the school record at Dimmitt at 6'7", broke the school record of 6'6" that was held by 3 people. So, he's been at about 6'2" here lately. It's probably going to take about 6'4" to get to the next round, but we think he has a great chance, great opportunity. We think our mile relay, even though we rank 8th, our time that we've run at Hereford puts us actually 4th. So there's always a chance there. We have a little 100 kid that got out, almost didn't get in the finals. I had to fight for him to get in the finals because they kind of missed him in the prelims times at district, and he snuck in at 4th. And you just never know what he's going to do. He's young, and the 100's always wild. Whoever gets the best start, is going to do well. And then, of course, we're waiting to see what's going to happen with Isaac. But Isaac has the top time going away by half a second. It'll be a downer if he doesn't get to participate and run. But he knows what he's capable of, and we thank God that he has another year. So whatever happens, he's still our district champion. Everybody knows that he's the best in this area, and so hopefully he gets to show it again. And if not, it's just going to act as a driving force for next year. But we're all expecting just to go and compete. We love competing. We look to be top 4, get to Lubbock at regionals, and then whatever happens at regionals happens. But we're taking the mile relay, the high jump, 100, and hopefully we'll take the 110 hurdler and see what happens.
Yes. Well, good luck this week to you and your athletes as well. Now, before we close out today's episode, is there anything you would like to say to Herd fans?
We just love the support. We only get to run at home once, and it's always encouraging to look up in the stands and see, all the fans, all the ex-athletes that come by and come to watch, and they'll message me and say, "Hey, I got to watch this. It was awesome." And it's just neat. Even retired coaches come out and they want to watch and they follow us. So, we hope that we're doing something that they're proud of. We hope that the write-ups are fun to read, and so they can keep up with the kids. Even if they can't, it's hard to get out of town and watch some of the meets. It's an all-day affair. I mean, you have to be pretty special to sit through a whole track meet. But being at home is always fun because it's their one chance to kind of make it easy on the fans to come watch them, because obviously you have those fans that are going to follow their kids everywhere, but just for the regular fan that doesn't have kids involved, it's a good opportunity for them to come out and watch. And we always get great support, and we have great community support, and the coaching staff comes together and puts that together for us. Our ADs do a great job. I mean, from the meal to y'all's coverage to the cheerleaders handing out medals. I mean, with that Miranda handles for me, and even with Miss Bell running the computer for me to make it easier for us. Without them, Jose and I would be lost. So everybody pitches in, the crowd, the coaching staff, the administration. It's awesome.
Well, Hereford, we're all one big family here.
Yes, we are.
Well, thank you again for coming today,
You're
and best of luck this week, and we hope to see y'all next week in the regionals.
Thank you. I hope you do too.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Catch us next week as we talk to our softball coach, Coach Garcia, and just let's wish a big good luck to our track coaches as they compete at area this week. Go Herd!